Hi guys, it's Gracie, and today I was like, what can I do for a video? Because, it's Saturday, and I have nothing else to do. So, I got creative, and I decided to pick something to do that I like. And I'm really into urban legends and whatnot, and creepy things that scare other people. So, what I decided to do is I was going to pick my 10, I'm going to pick my top 10 favorite urban legends, okay? And this is hard for me because I love a bunch of them because they just creep me out. But, so yeah, let's get started. Okay, so right now I'm on urbanlegendsonline.com, and I'll put the link below for this website because it's absolutely amazing. If you're like at a sleepover or you're at your grandma's house and you want to scare her. So I'm just going to pick them in no particular order because I can't pick from my least favorite to my top favorite because I'll pick some ones that are good and then I'll pick some ones that are my favorites, okay? And I'll try to do 10, maybe. Okay, here's one. Okay, this is gonna bunch up in my favorites. It's in the cars section. If you go on the website and click full list of legends, and you go down the list and you see a little bullet point, and then it'll say cars, and then under there, this is one. So it's called Wait for 3 Knocks, and it's about like these two people, and they're like driving down a road or whatever, all chill, and it's this girl and her boyfriend, and suddenly, let me look. Okay, so suddenly their car breaks down, right? And they're just like, what do we do? And the boyfriend's like, okay, I have an idea. I saw a gas station a couple miles back before our car broke down, so I'm gonna leave and go walk there to get some gas. And then he realized he didn't have any signal on his cell phone or whatever. I promise I know this by heart, but every time I tell it, I feel like I'm saying it weird. So sorry for the awkward pauses. So when he left, he told his girlfriend, he said, hide under a blanket so, nobody sees you or nothing weird happens. So nobody tries to approach the car because you're alone in a car. So he said, hide under the blanket and wait for 3 knocks when I come back, and that's when you can unlock the door. And don't come out until you hear the 3 knocks on the roof. So she waited there for what seemed like hours and stuff, and she was just like waiting under this blanket, like, where's my boyfriend? And she was waiting to hear the 3 knocks. And then she started to get worried. She's like, okay, what's taking him so long? It's a gas station right around the corner. So she goes, maybe I should come out from under the blanket and go and try to find him. Hashtag dumb decision. So she pulled off the blanket, and she saw a weird looking man. This is what this says specifically. She pulled off the blanket and saw a strange man grinning at her with wild eyes and his face pressed up against the window. When he caught her eye, his smile widened as he held up the keys to her car. Yeah. Creepy. Oh god, I love this story. Okay, on to the next one. My clicker isn't working. Oh, it's working now. Okay, I found one, and I don't even need to click on it because the story is so simple. So a while ago when I was in 7th grade, so this was like 2 years ago, when I was in 7th grade, me and my friends, we were like sitting in our reading class, and we had nothing else to do, and it was like the end of class, so the teacher just let us talk. And I was like a longer hour. So we're sitting there, and we start exchanging these like scary stories. And one of my friends tells a story about this clown statue. And this is kind of a famous one, and this goes into my like just ones that I like, not my favorites. But it's a really short story. It's so simple. So what happens is this girl is babysitting. It always happens when they're babysitting. But this girl's babysitting this kid, and she walks down this one hallway. And then she sees this clown statue, and she's like, oh, God, that's creepy. Oh, my Lord. So she, like, calls up the parents and goes, can I cover up that clown statue in the hallway? It's really creeping me out. Okay. Just pause for a second. Who calls the parents to ask if I can cover up the clown statue? Just cover it up, and then before they get back, uncover it. Dumb, but my opinion. So she calls him and asks, and then the dad goes, "We don't have a clown statue." And it turns out to be a killer. Sorry. Now, in a different version of the story that I saw on Facebook, it ended as she called up the parents, and the dad goes, "We don't have a clown statue." But it turns out they did have a clown statue, and he had Alzheimer's. I feel like that one's more depressing. This is another one that I automatically remember, and this one's so creepy. I just love it. So this goes into my favorites category. So this is my third one. It's called High Beams, and this one I read in my Scary Stories Treasury book. It's like a book full of 3 books made by this one guy. So you can get the 3 books separately, or you can get the 1 book all together. And I'll put the link for that book in the down bar. But back on track. It's called High Beams, and it's about a girl, and she's driving down this road from like a party or something. Not a party. I don't know. She's driving from somewhere, but like she's going home. It's the point. She's going home, and there's a truck driver behind her, like following her. So she's like, "Oh my God, this is so weird." And so she's like, "I'm just gonna turn to see if he turns with me," and he turns with her, and he keeps flashing his high beams. So he'll put on his high beams and it'll be like really bright, and she's like, "What is happening?" And then he'll turn them off, and then turn them back on and turn them off. And at this whole time he's following her. He's just following her throughout the whole thing. She's like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God." So she finally gets to her house, and she pulls up into the driveway, and her dad, like, she runs in the house, and like she's like, "Dad, oh my God, this truck driver's following me," and he pulled in right behind her. And the mom comes out too, and they're all like, "What's happening?" And then the truck driver comes out, and he goes, I wasn't trying to, freak you out or like scare you or anything. There's somebody in your back seat, and they had a knife, and they were trying to kill you. So every time I saw them come up, I would flash my high beams to scare them so they wouldn't kill you. So they all called the police, and the guy, as they were conversating about why this creeper man, #stalker weirdness, trucker guy was following their daughter. As they were talking about that, the guy in the back seat just hops out and goes, "Time to go home. They figured me out." Yeah, that's that one. They called the police and they never found him. But I guess it can end as they called the police and they arrested him too. Oh, I do remember one off this website. And it also it's in the cars area, if you look. I think it should be. And it was like a mall warning thing. It was like a warning for people who go to the mall. So it was this thing, and as this lady was coming out of the mall, and she's coming out of the mall, and she goes to her car, and her car tire's flat. So she's like changing her car tire. And this guy in this business suit with his briefcase comes up, and he goes, "Do you need help with that, ma'am?" And she goes, "Well, yes, sir." And so he helps her and change the thing, and she just sits in the car. And as she's sitting in the car, she sees him out of like the rear view window put his briefcase inside her trunk, and then closes the trunk, and then comes around to the front and says, "Can you take me to my car? It's on the other side of the mall." Now, she thought it was weird that he put his briefcase in her trunk before he asked. But this woman was smart, okay? She got out. She said, "Yes, but hold on. I forgot to go buy something. I'll be just a moment." So she went back in and got one of the security guards, because she was like, "I don't know what's happening. This guy, he just put his briefcase in." And she's like, "Help me out." So the security guard he comes out with her, and by the time they come out, the guy with the briefcase, the business, I keep doing this, symbolized tie, but the guy in the suit and tie, songs I got my suit and tie. Okay. So, but the guy in the suit and tie, he's gone. And the door's left open and everything. She's like, "Oh my God, where did he leave?" And so they open up her trunk, and they take the briefcase to the police. And the police, after they open it, there was like knives and rope and a gun in there. So she was just really happy that she didn't give him that ride over there. But, you know, that's tragic. Okay, here's another favorite. It's called Babysitter, The Babysitter. And this one's told a lot, so I'm sure you probably already know it. But it's about this girl, and she's babysitting, and so she's babysitting, and she sees, oh, okay, she's babysitting all these kids, right? And they're just hanging out and whatnot, and they're like, They actually made a movie about this, I think like 2 different movies about it, but to me the movies aren't as creepy as the actual urban legend itself. So she's like sitting there, and then the phone rings. She picks it up. She's like, hello. And the guy goes, and hangs up. That's just the face thing that I imagine that he makes. So pretty much she picks up the phone, and the person on just breathes a little, goes, and then hangs up. So then she's like, oh, that's creepy. And the kids are like, what happened? And she's like, it's just a prank caller. Just a prank caller. Whatever. So then she, after like an hour later, another phone call. 1 more hour. Hangs up. Dun dun dun. So after that, she's like, I'm scared. What do I do? And then the kids are like, what's happening? And she's like trying to keep them cool. So she's like, it's just some stupid person, okay? So then, an hour later, calls back. No, a half an hour later calls back because he said an hour later. So half an hour later, he calls back and goes, half an hour, and hangs up. And then finally she's like, this is so weird. So she calls the police. She calls the operator and goes, this weird person is calling me. And then the operator says, okay, well, next time they call, let us know and we'll try to trace the call. She goes, okay. So then he calls again and goes, very soon now. And then she's like, oh my God, what do I do? So she calls the operator, and the operator's like, okay, let me trace this call. She traces it. She goes, whoa, get out this house. You know, the call's coming from inside the house. She's like, so all the kids, like, and her, like, try to get out of the house. And as soon as the operator tells her the call's coming from inside the house, a man that nobody knows, nobody knew this man, starts coming down I'm losing my words, the stairs, the majestic stairs. He comes down the stairs and he's like, wah! And then they're like, ah! And then the police arrest him. I've never heard any other version where the police don't arrest him, but maybe in the movies they don't arrest him, I don't know. But I've never heard any version where he kills them. I've always heard the version where he gets arrested. But then they had no idea who this man was. That's creepy. Oh my God. Okay, so this is going to be my last one for my favorites. And it's called Aren't You Glad You Didn't Turn on the Light? This is another very famous one, and it's actually in the movie Urban Legends. That is a great movie, by the way, and I think it's on demand. I'm about to watch that movie tonight. Okay, so this one is, I apologize for the boxes and whatnot. They're bothering me too. So, it's like this, there's these 2 roommates, and they're in college. One of them's like, I need to study, and the other one's like, you know, she's normal. She's like, I get good grades and stuff, but I want to go out. So she goes out with her boyfriend, and she asks her roommate if she wants to come with her. And the roommate's like, I'm sorry, there's something on my knee. Oh my lord. Oh my lord, what is that? Oh, it's a crumb. That's not a crumb. Okay, I don't know. Okay, but she asks her roommate if she wants to come with her, and the roommate's like, oh my God, no. Oh my God, I have to study. So, she stays home and she studies. And the other roommate girl, so she goes out with her boyfriend. Okay, so when her and her boyfriend come back, they see, like, boots near the door that they haven't seen before, and the girl's like, oh, she has her boyfriend over or something, like, so instead, and then they hear, like, and stuff, so I think they're, like, having sex or whatever, but in reality, something else is happening. Anyway, so her and her boyfriend stay in the living room so they don't bother them, and in the morning, she goes in her friend's room, in her roommate's room, to be like, hey, like, how was it? Well, not, like, Not like how was it, but like how did things happen? She goes in the room to say good morning and whatnot, and she finds her friend like completely mutilated, like blood and just her whole insides are open and stuff, and she's like screaming, and at that point her boyfriend jumps off the couch and like runs in there with her and goes, oh my god, oh my god. And then on the wall, written in her roommate's blood, it says, aren't you glad you didn't turn on the light? Crazy. Crazy, crazy. I feel like this video is too long. Oh well. Okay, so this guy, he's driving home, and I don't remember the name of this one. My apologies, but I know you can find it. If I find it later, I'll try to put it in the description, what the name of it is, but, I know it's on the website, urbanlegendsonline.com. So, but in this one, a man's like driving down a road and he sees a girl and she's like by herself, and so he picks her up and she goes, thanks, can you take me home? And he says, yeah. So he drops her off at home and she goes, thanks so much. And then she goes inside, and then the next day he realizes that she left her jacket in the car. So he drives back to her house and knocks on the door, and she obviously told him her name. I'll just make up a name, Allison. So I think it was something that started with an A on Urban Legends Online, but I don't know. So he goes, is Allison here? I have her jacket. And her parents are like, this isn't funny. That's not funny. Is this some kind of joke or something? And he's like, I gave her a ride home yesterday. I forgot her jacket. They're like, Allison's been dead for 3-4 years. And he's like, so yeah, he thought he was gonna hit it, but turns out she died. Take that. Picking up girls on the side of the road. So yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna tell this obvious one. You all know it, and I don't know how this guy got so popular, but he is popular. His name is Slenderman. The white guy, the really tall white guy with the suit and tie, those are popular for killers. Watch out. Yeah, so yes, it's apparently like he takes kids and stuff. Yeah, so he's like a guy and he's really tall, and kids go in the woods and then they see him and then he takes them and eats them, I think. I don't know. But yeah, so that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please comment down below what your favorite urban legend is, because obviously there are some that I haven't read. Sorry, I thought I saw something in the corner of my eye. Oh my lord. But there's obviously some that I haven't read, so I would love to know what your favorite one is. Click like if you like this video, subscribe, and there are links down below to my Facebook page, my Twitter, and my Instagram, and also links to the book that I was talking about, The Scary Stories Treasury, and Urban Legends Online. So all of that will be in this general area. Yeah, check it out. So, I'll see you guys later. Bye.